Shame. £10 million. Sarah Ferguson is fighting back. The Duchess of York prepares to expose royal cover-ups and backstabbing in a memoir set to rival Prince Harry's Spare. She's broke, betrayed, and ready to talk. Sarah Ferguson is reportedly seeking financial lifelines following hers and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's fall from grace, with a multi-million-pound book deal among her options. The silence has been deafening, but the Duchess of York, affectionately known as Fergie, is ready to break it with a seismic publishing event. This is not merely a book, it is a strategic and emotionally charged response to an unforgiving system that she feels has cast her aside in her time of greatest need. The public drama surrounding the Duke of York has exacted a brutal financial and reputational toll, and now, the Duchess is preparing to exchange her deepest secrets for security. Crown the price of secrecy, rivaling Prince Harry's blockbuster. Sarah Ferguson is poised to secure a multi-million-pound book deal that could rival the publishing agreement behind Prince Harry's landmark Tell-All Spare. The anticipation alone is enough to send shockwaves through the hallowed halls of Buckingham Palace. Prince Harry's memoir was a masterclass in controlled emotional release, blending personal grievance with candid insight into the pressures of royal life. Ferguson's potential offering, however, promises a view from a different, perhaps more volatile, angle. That of the consummate outsider who was once deeply woven into the fabric of the firm, only to be brutally excised. The Duchess of York is reportedly seeking a substantial payment in return for a memoir detailing her experiences within the royal family. The figure being floated is audacious, yet indicative of the perceived value of her insider perspective. Given the fever-pitch global fascination with royal indiscretions and the ongoing scrutiny of Prince Andrew, a memoir from Fergie is a guaranteed bestseller, capitalizing on a potent mix of scandal, sympathy, and historical context. Publishers are keenly aware that this book offers the emotional depth of a woman scorned, coupled with unique access to the most private family in the world. Heartbreak, financial fears, the cost of royal shame. The 66-year-old is said to be increasingly concerned about her financial situation following the fallout from her association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. This concern is the emotional engine driving her controversial decision. The Duke of York's public humiliation and subsequent loss of status created a financial vacuum that has pulled the Duchess, who has long been reliant on others, into a terrifying new reality. Sources have suggested that, while money has not typically been an issue for the royal, who has been very well taken care of, she is lacking substantial income following hers and her ex-husband's fall from grace. This revelation underscores a crucial psychological shift. For the first time, Fergie is experiencing the cold, hard insecurity of true financial independence, or lack thereof, in her later years. Speaking to The Express, the source said, "Money has never been an issue for Sarah. She spent more than she had and somebody else always picked up the tab. She's been very well taken care of over the years by various boyfriends, friends and acquaintances." This paints a picture of a lifetime lived outside the normal financial constraints, making the current fear all the more acute. The psychological burden of having always depended on others, only to find those lifelines severed, must be immense. Prohibited the toxicity factor, the freebies have stopped. Yet for the first time in a good while she is now seriously worried about how on earth she's going to maintain her lifestyle. She's too toxic to touch for every single brand and charity she'd previously worked with, and even the lavish freebies she used to be gifted have stopped. This is perhaps the most painful emotional blow. The Duchess relied heavily on her celebrity status, using her title and connection for charitable work and corporate endorsements, often receiving substantial perks in return. The source's description of her sudden isolation is stark. It was quite normal for her to be invited to an expensive hotel or spa and given the 5-star VIP treatment for a few days in exchange for her simply being there, but now nobody wants her. The withdrawal of social acceptance and the chilling realization of her toxic brand value is a devastating public repudiation. It's the emotional equivalent of being completely erased from the social calendar, a profound sense of abandonment that drives her necessity to secure her future by the only means left, selling her truth. Memo: the ultimate betrayal. Truth for 10 million. The source added, with no substantial income coming in, Sarah is now looking to follow in the footsteps of Prince Harry and is willing to pen a tell-all memoir about her time with Andrew and how she was treated by the royal family after their split. She has a lot of diaries and evidence of the backstabbing, scandals and cover-ups. This is the central dramatic promise of the book. Fergie is positioning herself as the holder of vital, hidden truths about one of the world's most scrutinized institutions. The mention of diaries and evidence of backstabbing, scandals and cover-ups suggests a deeply personal account, not just of her own struggles, but of the systemic issues she witnessed firsthand. This memoir promises to be an emotionally raw exploration of her post-divorce relationship with Andrew and the complex, often hostile, environment she navigated within the family. For the right amount of money she is willing to spill everything, but she's hoping to make enough money that it will give her a nice little nest egg for the rest of her life. She wants somewhere in the region of £10 million and is actively open to offers. The clarity of her goal, a financial nest egg for the rest of her life, lends a tragicomic desperation to the venture. It is the definitive price tag on a lifetime of silenced stories and suppressed emotional pain. Home, homeless and hunted, the final straw. The Duchess of York was left without a title, home or job after the king removed his brother's titles and honors over his connection to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. The consequences of the scandal have been physical as well as financial and emotional. Andrew was forced to vacate Royal Lodge and relocate to one of the properties on the King's Sandringham estate amid the controversy. The move left Ms. Ferguson effectively without a home, having lived with her former husband at the Grand Windsor residence since 2008. Losing Royal Lodge, a place of shared history and stability, represents the ultimate institutional rejection. After decades of living alongside, and within the periphery of, the royal family, she is now truly unmoored. The loss of her home, irrespective of her former marital status, adds a layer of genuine hardship that resonates powerfully with the public's sense of fairness. Earlier this month, it was reported that Sarah's younger daughter, Princess Eugenie, is making arrangements for her mother at a £3.6 million beachfront villa in Portugal, which she owns with husband Jack Brooksbank, as she prepares to flee the UK. The prospect of fleeing her home country underscores the severity of her social and financial predicament. This isn't a royal holiday, it's a strategic retreat orchestrated by her children, a move that highlights the family's deep-seated concern for her well-being. This final detail confirms the narrative. Sarah Ferguson is at a crossroads, forced to trade her privacy for her survival. The publishing world awaits the royal confession that could redefine her legacy, and fill her bank account. Bullseye, secure your copy. Don't miss the truth behind the crown. The impending memoir is expected to be the most candid account yet of life inside the royal bubble during its most tumultuous period. Be ready for the book that will reveal the full, unvarnished story of love, betrayal, and resilience against the backdrop of the world's most famous